Hey everyone, Ryan with Von Scheller Family Experience, and if you're wondering what you need to carry in your RV, I'm going to give you all the must-haves, should-haves, and just in case things that you should carry in your RV right here in our Jayco Greyhawk. So let's get right into everything that we carry in our Jayco Greyhawk. Right here is our tools and kind of maintenance and all of those things that we need for the RV. Keep them right here in this compartment that's just right behind the generator. And don't forget, all of this stuff can be found on Amazon in the links in the description below. So make sure you click on them. You can get everything and order it right to your door. So let's get started. The very first thing, of course, is the toolkit. Got all my sockets and screwdrivers, pliers, measuring tape, a little bit of everything. Some Teflon tape, Allen keys. That's definitely number one. Next up, we've got our electrical stuff. We've got a tester here, extra fuses. So in here I got some wire nuts, and I've got some extra wire. Of course, I got our fuses right here, and then the tester. Definitely stuff to have. I've already used that a couple times. Next up, some electrical tape, bag of screws and bolts, bag of O-clamps, some brass fittings. I think I used this for the gas hookups. I've got an extra water pressure valve for hooking up the water lines, some pipe thread tape, some extra silicone for sealing up the outside. Got an extra breaker. This is the main GFI breaker that we have. I've had issues with that on our jayco, so it pops all the time, so I picked up a spare. Tire plug kit. You get a flat tire, you can plug the tire. Extra valve stems for your valves on your tires. I carry a butane torch. I don't have a bottle in here because it ran out, so I got to get another one. Some extra stakes. I use these stakes for holding down the mat. Jumper cables. Got the jumper cables in a bag. Shovel. I actually had a bigger one than this. This is just a little tiny guy, but I lost it. I put a locking gas cap on, so this is the old one. I just kept it around. A couple wheel chocks. And then, of course, our jack pads for dropping the electric jacks down. Caution tape, I'll show you a little bit later. I've got some stakes that I use, so if we need to stake off our camp, keep people from running through it or anything like that. Some extra bungee cords. This is all slide out lubricants and slide out rubber seal lubricants. Some rubber gloves, some black disposable gloves for when I'm doing the sewer. And of course your hoses, your clean water hose, your sewer clean out hose. I also carry a tarp. Never know when you might need that. And then over to this area here, we've got just a long squeegee just for cleaning the windows. I carry a saw just in case I got to trim a tree branch or anything like that. Extra tire iron. And some of our roadside safety gear. So I've got a roadside jacket and some triangles. Little LED light to just kind of notify people. These are really cool. These are little LED pucks that you can put out and they light up, so instead of using road flares, you can use those. So just some safety equipment, that way if we break down, we're safe on the side of the road. So that's pretty much it for our one maintenance bag, or one maintenance bin. Also had some extra tie down straps in here. And we're gonna move on back behind me to kind of our camp gear. Here we are with all of our camp gear. This is just our stuff that we set up in camp. and it's all in the very back compartment of our 31FS. So it's a fairly large compartment. It's got a lot of room in it, and trust me, I use up every inch of it. So first things first that we normally set up is our tables. So nice little fold out 6-foot table that we use. Next we've got a 4-foot table that folds out. The nice thing I like about that 4-foot table is it folds out, the legs will go really short, so if we want to use it for the kids or really tall, works out great. Next we got our 2 trash bins. So 2 trash bins. This one is actually a leaf bin. It's a little bit larger, and then a regular trash one. So we'll use this one for recycling, or vice versa. This one for recycling, this one for trash. I also carry just a net one. This is for like wet clothes, like if we're down at the beach or something like that, I can throw wet stuff in it. Next up, of course, we've got our Blackstone grill. Blackstone grill is awesome. It's amazing. It's our favorite grill. It really took out a lot of the cooking inside, so we use less dishes, less grease inside, so it's all outside. That is our favorite thing that we've recently got in the last 6 months. We also have our Weber grill. Check out my video on how to hook up the Weber grill to your RV. That link is in the description. Our Weber grill we're not using as much anymore. We're actually probably going to pull it out of the RV. We found that we cook everything on the Blackstone now, but if you're a griller, you really like that grill, the Weber grill works out really nicely. Next is our fire pit. We've got a nice little propane fire pit. It fits in that back compartment, so a lot of the places that don't allow wood fires, a lot of campgrounds, or if we just don't have the room for wood, that propane fire pit comes in handy. We also carry a lot of hose so that we can connect that propane tank to our onboard propane, and that way we can have it 20 feet from the camper. And we have a nice 3-way valve, so we can have everything hooked up. We can have the Weber, the Blackstone, and the propane fire pit all hooked up at the same time. So again, all these products are linked in the description below. We also have a torch. I carry a torch in here for lighting fires. So just a nice little torch. This is nice for lighting those campfires, makes it quick and easy. Also back here we carry our big floor mat, just the big area mat for right in front of the RV. We carry a nice little bag of blocks. These blocks come in really handy if your jacks, if you're in a spot that's just kind of a weird spot and your jacks won't go up high enough, you put these under it, then you get some more height out of your jacks. So these have came in handy, or if you want to put them under the wheels and tires. I did that one time because once it leveled out, it was actually lifting the wheels and tires off the ground, which they kind of say not to. So I pulled forward, backed up onto these, and then jacked it up, and it still kept some wheels kind of grounded. For those long storage days, we're gonna be in the beaten sun, just some nice wheel protectors. We'll throw these on the wheels, protect those tires, keep them from rotting out. Also in the compartment, I have a little table for the kids. It's just a little picnic table. And it folds up nice and flat, so we keep that just for the kids. Works out really good. Over to our sewer. I do keep my sewer hose in the rear bumper like most people do. I also, in this container, I actually keep this container up in that maintenance compartment, but I've got my 90-degree, I've got some extra caps, so I've actually had those caps fall off. And of course, for running that hose a long distance to the dump area, got one of those. The last thing is our front windshield cover. That's actually usually the first thing that I pull out. Cover the front windshield, gives us that nice privacy, and it's just a nice vinyl. So next up, let's go to my electrical department. I'll show you what I carry in there. Okay, so in my electrical compartment, of course I've got the RV plugged in right now, but I've got my coax cable back in there, so if I do want to hook up to cable. And then I also carry, so I've also got my adapter to go from 30 amp to a 110 outlet. I've got a nice heavy duty 12 gauge cord. You want to make sure you use 12 gauge too when you're running the RV off of just a 110. And then I got just Here's a little 14 gauge with a 3-way in it. That way if I got to run anything outside, I have that going on. Like I said, I'm hooked up to power right now, so I've got my surge protector right here hooked up into my 30 amp and then down to the main 30 amp plug going to the RV. Surge protector, very important. You want to protect your RV. Make sure that you always plug that in. Check your lights, then plug in your RV. So don't plug this in until you make sure that everything's correct. So that takes care of all of the kind of main stuff, like the camp gear, the maintenance stuff. This is all kept on the driver's side. Speaking of driver's side, I'll show you what I carry on my driver's side door. So in the door, I've just got a nice little towel for cleaning the windshield. These are actually my deflators for when we go to Pismo and I got to air down. Some extra caps. I've got a tire gauge. I actually normally carry 2 of these. The other one's in my shop, only because when we're at Pismo, the sand can get in them. I got another inflator tool, an extra pin, and a pair of gloves. So that's what I carry in my door. Moving around to the back, we've got our bike rack that we typically use. This bike rack has worked out great, holds 4 bikes on it really nice. So if you're looking at for a good solid bike rack, this one works good. And of course up here we've got our rack that we use for carrying some of our larger lounge chairs, our outdoor chairs. What are they? Zero gravity chairs, I believe they're called. So we'll put a couple of those up there. That way we don't have to carry them inside. Okay, moving around to the fun side of the RV. This is of course the side you're usually hanging out on. So in this compartment, we keep our chairs. So in this compartment, we keep all of our chairs. We got the kids' chairs right here, the adult chairs, an umbrella for the beach. These are all of our kites. Really into kites. These aren't kites that we get on Amazon. We got these in Bodega Bay at a cool little kite store I've been going to since I was a kid. And then of course, these are some stakes I was telling you about. So these stakes are nice for staking off a camp area with the caution tape that you saw on the other side. Moving on down to this compartment. This is where we keep just all of our games. So a lot of kind of lawn games, toys, football, tic-tac-toe, all kinds of games that we keep in these plastic containers. One really cool thing you'll see is I got a little deck there. It's actually just a pallet. Works so good, especially in the sand, but it's just kind of a nice little deck, so to speak, but kicks the sand off, gets it off, and then of course on our steps we've got the carpet there that helps get the dirt and sand off. As you can see, it's pretty dirty in there. We just got back from a motocross race. This side compartment right by the door, we have all the dog stuff. In this bin, we've got extra mat for the outdoor table, and this is kind of outdoor table type stuff. A blower. This is a must-have. You can blow off your mat, blow off your concrete. That has been a game changer. You don't have to carry a broom or anything, you just blow it all off. I also carry a couple little solar lights. So these little solar lights I'll hang off like the front antenna, or I'll hang it off the back ladder rack, and they work out nice. They're motion censored, you know, just kind of light up around the RV. And then in this compartment up here, since it's easily accessible, we keep a lot of our drinks. So sodas, waters, Gatorades, all of that is kept in that compartment. That pretty much takes care of all of my must-haves in my RV. I probably forgot a few things, and maybe there's something else that I didn't think of. So if there's something that you have as your must-have for the outside of your RV, make sure that you list in the comments. let us know some of those things that you like to carry. These Class C's don't have as much space as some of you Class A's, so keep that in mind. The Class A's have a lot more space, a lot more area to carry things. When I've got my big 28-foot trailer, I have my air compressor with me, I've got a whole toolbox with me, I've got an extra little generator sometimes I'll carry with me, a little Honda, and a ton more stuff that I'll carry. But this is just kind of our core stuff that we carry in our Class C. So also check out my other video that's the tips and tricks of the RV. It goes more inside, talks about some of the things that we've done inside, some cool tricks, kind of like pop riveting some of the things to the walls that need to be really sturdy, command strips, some of the other cool stuff that we've done inside. So get out there, get camping. Thanks for watching. Make sure you hit like, hit subscribe, and we'll see you. Bye-bye.